Whose life are you really living? That's a question that I love asking my clients when they first come in to see me. Because a lot of times what I start to learn after the first session, what I learn from them is that they have been living someone else's paradigm other than their own. So, what's a paradigm? This is how I've come to learn what a paradigm is. Basically, it's a set of beliefs, maybe values, something that you've been repeating in your mind over and over and over and over and over again. And this is something that becomes true for you, and then you express it out into the world. So, if you feel that you're never enough, that you can never, be enough, then it's going to be reflected right back to you in the form of maybe being passed up for, I don't know, a loving relationship, maybe a job promotion, or just people treating you poorly. That will be reflected back to you. But if you have a more positive, let's say, paradigm, and you know that you are more than enough in all aspects of your life, then you're going to be one of these people that, or I should say, you probably are one of these people that things just seem to come easy for you. It just whatever you think about, just all of a sudden just comes to you. And then people probably hate your guts because you seem to go and just kind of like meander through the world like it's just nothing. And so that is what I have come to believe what a paradigm is. It's basically a habitual way of thinking and you express it out into the world. So here is another example of a paradigm. So this is common for a lot of the young clients that I used to have. I haven't had very many young clients in quite a while. Most of my clients are over 40. So in the beginning, I would have young clients most of them were right out of college. And what they've realized is that they are in a job that they absolutely hate. They're doing very well. Financially, they're doing great. So they might be in the IT world, or they might have started med school, or they might have done whatever, but they're doing very well. And they're very reliable there. And what they've realized is that they have lived someone else's paradigm. And what I mean by that is the things that their parents or friends or maybe siblings, expectations that they instilled onto this person. Rather than living their own, studying what you want to study, having the life that you want, not what somebody wants for you. And that's why they come in to see me, because they might be successful at where they're at. They might be making well over six figures, but they realize that this just doesn't feel right. It doesn't fit who they are. So I'll give you an example without giving any names and stuff. I had a young male come in to see me. He was 27 years old, and he was in the IT world and was doing very, very well. And what he had realized was that he went into an industry that his parents wanted him to go into. And one of the reasons why they wanted him to go into this industry of the IT world was because it was very lucrative. He was very reliable there. They didn't have to worry about him in any way. They knew that he was going to make a great living. But yet he was a musician. He was an exceptional oh my God. He was an exceptional musician, and that's what he wanted to do. But he allowed himself to live someone else's paradigm, again, his parents telling him how he should live his life. And now he's in a position where he doesn't want to be in. He works long hours, he travels a lot, he feels like he has no choices. But now we're in the process, or again, this was years ago, we went into the process of undoing what he wanted to do. And so what he had to do first and foremost is explain to his parents what he was going to do. He didn't have to do that, but this was what he wanted to do because he felt like he at least owed them that much since they paid for school, which I happen to agree. And so he actually went back to school, studied music, went on to get a master's in it, and then eventually now he's working, well, I should say he will be working on a PhD eventually. But he did get his master's, and he did say that he's applying for a PhD in music theory, I guess, or something like that. That's the thing that lights him up. Will it make him hundreds of millions of dollars? I have no idea. Does he feel more fulfilled more than anything? Yes, yes, 100%, because he's living his life as exactly the way he wants to live it. And this is what I'm helping my clients to do, because at the end of the day, at the 11th hour, when you're lying in bed with all your loved ones surrounded around you and you're getting ready to transcend out of this planet, you want to be able to say that I lived my life exactly the way I wanted to on my own terms, and I had a fantastic time. Not I made millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and I hated every minute of it, and I felt like I was living for everyone else, and I was being pulled every single direction, and I hated every minute of it. Why in the world would you allow yourself to live a life like that? That seems to be a lot of the people that come in to be coached by me, is that they feel that they're living everyone else's paradigm, or they're under the expectations of everyone else. So anyway, where am I going with this? So basically, what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself a question. If there was no such thing as expectations, or no such thing as limitations of any kind whatsoever, what kind of life would you be living now, and why? Answer that question and see if it lines up with the way you are currently living your life now. For some of you, it might be just fine. You might be pretty darn close. But for some of you, if you're to be completely, truly honest with yourselves, you might realize that you too just walked up to that ladder of success, only to find out that you went up the wrong ladder.